1000X, ladies and gentlemen, God bless you. Jesus Christ, of course, is King, Lord, and Savior. And we've got a beautiful, just iconic day from our new beachfront islandproject.com mansion. You can hear these beautiful and epic waves behind us, beachfront. Again, no bank debt, got Bitcoin all right. Told you to buy it under 1,000. I'm telling you and revealing very important information now. And you should listen, because I'm going to reveal what no one else in the world is revealing regarding the Fort Knox missing gold reserves conspiracy. And I'm right about it and what I'm about to say, just like I was right about Bitcoin, just like I was right about AI now being merged with human beings, the internet of humans, just like I've been right about the lockdowns. For those of you that don't know, I predicted them. I actually told you what was going to happen before it happened. So all glory to God, but I do know what I'm talking about. And the Fort Knox gold reserve is a very key term to keep in mind here, is one giant psyop of the elites. And I'm going to explain why. This whole doggy investigation currently taking place is one big setup in Hegelian dialectic format of problem, reaction, solution to lead the horse to water and the sheep that are being corralled into the new system. And it's so easy to see. And the reason and how you know this too is just all the parrot propagandists talking about it right now, pushing this messaging as if something so crazy is being revealed and top secret to the public, as if they would even let you know about it. Again, Elon Musk is an oligarch billionaire that represents the PayPal mafia and those that funded the Trump campaign. It's not like they're going to reveal top secret information to the US public because they like you, okay? How are they leading the people towards the agenda in Hegelian format of problem, reaction, solution using Doge or the doggy investigations to clean up government waste? By the way, has Trump revealed the JFK files yet? Remember, he promised that on his first 2 terms. Has he revealed the truth about 911? Remember, he said he would during his first campaign and his recent one. Have they revealed any of those top secret documents of JFK and the events that happened in Dallas? Has he revealed the privy top secret information of the 3-letter agencies of 911, that event in September? Have there been any trials or investigations of big pharma and companies that I'll leave unmentioned? No. So why the focus on Fort Knox? First of all, we know Fort Knox doesn't have the gold, okay, or has very little gold, just like we already know that the US dollar is backed by nothing and worthless. So there's nothing really to uncover about Fort Knox unless they were attempting to psychologically brainwash the followers into some kind of outcome they had already pre-planned in advance. Here's what's going to happen, and here will be the fake revelation. The fake revelation is going to be that there are no reserves in Fort Knox, that there isn't enough gold, or there's less gold than the government has been saying. And Elon Musk coming in his white horse along with Trump, you know, the 2 horses of the apocalypse, selling you brain chips, by the way, are going to come in and tell you that something needs to be done. What will their answer and solution be of this? Very obvious. A new world reserve currency, CBDC, that they already had pre-planned to roll out years ago. And how are they going to get the American people there? Under the guise and threat that there's so much government waste, right? That they need to cut all these positions and fire everybody. And what are they replacing these people with? They're replacing everybody with AI, with an information data center, only controlled by these same individuals, by the way, literally an oligarchy of power. And they're feeding all this information back to the government, and then everyone that financed Trump over at the PayPal mafia, including Palantir and Peter Thiel and everybody else, which Elon Musk already announced today, guess who's integrating Grok? Elon Musk's AI company into its mainframe infrastructure, Palantir, which if you don't know what that company is, I recommended it. It's been the #1 performing stock in the world last year because it runs basically all of the US government surveillance and war machine overseas. So here's my point. I actually penned kind of a quite long X post on this about the problem, reaction, solution. But the bottom line is they're leading the sheep into this idea that they're cleaning house, right? They're getting rid of government spending, all this egregious waste. I mean, it sounds really good on paper. I'm for that too. But the hardcore reality is Trump spent way more money than Joe Biden ever did. Donald Trump, this is a fact, spent $8 trillion of worthless, useless, backed by nothing debt and US dollars during the lockdowns in 2020. Compare this to Joe Biden's $6 trillion. So what did we just learn there? And these are facts. Trump actually spent more than the Democrats. In addition to that, both parties are the same, and they've both hyperinflated and spent useless currency, which has only created, what are we living through now? Hyperinflation, shortages, the result of the bailouts during the lockdowns, appreciating prices, no eggs, eggs-pocalypse. In addition to that, I also saw a report from NASA, yeah, they're to be trusted, from NASA. They say that the chance of Armageddon and a asteroid and or comet hitting the Earth is actually increased from, I guess, their last findings. So that's kind of interesting as well. Here's my point. This whole idea that the doggy investigations are exposing something, that you're privy, that they even care about you. Trump and Elon Musk are going to reveal top secret information to you peasants out there and expose Fort Knox. They're going to live stream Fort Knox to you guys and the lack of the gold reserves. So they can do what? Introduce the new world reserve they already pre-planned long in advance, otherwise known as the digital dollar or CBDC. Again, why did Trump launch a meme coin before he even entered the White House? It was the first thing he did to coax and get the American public used to digital currencies, to popularize what they're going to do next. If they can get you to believe that there's a problem with our gold stockpile and reserves, it'll be that much easier to convince you towards the solution that Donald Trump and Goldman Sachs and all of his Wall Street buddies already have up their sleeves. Again, it's all one psychological operation to move the masses into the reset I predicted for some time. It's also how I knew about Bitcoin. Where did PayPal come from, guys? It was the first form of internet money. It was the first form of payments using email. And its goal, by Elon Musk and Peter Thiel, by the way, was to replace dollars and fiat. It's also where Bitcoin comes from. And what's the goal of global governments now? Not just the United States, but all global governments. To build an AI-driven, panopticon, all-seeing eyes, surveillance state, trackable prison, of which they control the currencies, of which you'll be able to buy or sell. And all of this is fed into an Orwellian vast database owned by a select few oligarchical billionaires that are also deeply embedded at the Pentagon and the deep state and the three-letter agencies you're all too familiar with. So again, if you actually think that the government's there to, feed you the top secret information and some kind of major reveal, all they're doing is feeding their own narrative. And again, if I was looking at it through their eyes, I would do exactly the same thing. I'd create a problem. I'd create fear around the currency. I'd create fear, show people Fort Knox doesn't have any gold. I'd placate the American people instead of ending the Fed, which is what Donald Trump should do. It's what I would do as president. I would be a real president. The Federal Reserve would be ended on day one. Day one. What is Trump considering? Well, he's not going to end that Fed because he can't do that. His owners won't allow it. But what they are thinking about doing is nationalizing it and putting Ron Paul in charge as the Fed chair. They've been actually circulating that idea recently. Well, if that's the case, that would actually mean Ron Paul's actually in on it as well, because his #1 campaign slogan was not to become Fed chair, it was to end the Fed. Proving once again politics are fake, the two-party system is fake, and even the third parties are fake. All they're a part of the psychological operation to dupe the American sheep into massive control and compliance. Also, my major prediction in Ukraine, is also happening and occurring now, which I've been right about, not only predicting the early invasion before it happened, but I also told you that Putin won, that all your tax dollars had been wasted and given overseas to Zelensky and others, and that in addition to that, Putin would win. And Donald Trump would march in with his Art of the Peace deal. This is what I actually told you years ago. And he would carve up Ukraine like a Thanksgiving turkey, and he'd give Putin what he annexed, which is what they're doing. Putin is taking control, just like North-South Korea has split parts of Ukraine, which arguably, are his to have. Proving once again that there are no rules or laws. It's just who controls the power of the purse, the printing press, and the military-industrial complex, and who can implement the power of a you-know-what and force. Proving my point once again. So all that's happening now is a charade. This is just one big entertainment complex. Let me ask you another question. How does Elon Musk have enough time to parade himself around the White House as a full-time pop star celebrity media figure, doing breakdowns like 60 Minutes, being interviewed constantly, parading all of his children around the Oval Office, investigating, looking for clues at Fort Knox? Elon Musk and Alex Jones and the president are going to be looking for clues to uncover at Fort Knox. How does this guy even have time to do all that? Supposedly, he owns all these multi-billion-dollar companies with, thousands of employees. How could he run a business, yet alone multiple businesses, when he's actually focused full-time as a reality television star along with Trump? You see how it makes no sense? But it proves my point. These guys are owned. They are puppets of the deep state. Elon Musk is the Barnum and Bailey Howard Hughes of our generation, paraded and dancing around on behalf of the people that he represents, that lay underneath the curtain of that dark, cloaked, smoking room. Again, Elon Musk is not a Christian. His mother and himself are constantly posing with their all-seeing Illuminati eyes, wearing costumes of Satan and representing the occult symbolism with horns. I mean, I don't know about you, but I don't spend my free time dressing up in upside down crosses across my chest like Elon Musk. I don't wear costumes that are satanic, that represent the Antichrist. I'm not installing microchips into your forehead and launching payment networks that are going to integrate with it on X, which is where all this is going. As I predicted, Elon Musk has announced recently, which I told you he would do years ago, that the takeover of X was one big data mining hive mind operation of the deep state to steal all your information. And once they were done with that and controlling the election process, again, the elites would never allow some rogue freedom fighter, even if you had all the money in the world, to buy a media company like X, of which you would be allowed to reinstate Donald Trump and Alex Jones, people like him, just months before the election. Again, one giant psychological operation. And now, as Elon and others are filing for their payment networks, they will be integrating their chips, which they're installing in every single American cerebral cortex, which they have plans for, not just to monetize, but to make it just as ubiquitous as your current cell phone you hold in your hand today, with a mark and the bite of an apple taken out of it, just like Adam and Eve. And so this payment network, of course, will be controlled by your mind. You will access information and supposed life extension and longevity with Elon Musk's system, and they'll sell it to you as the freedom mark. Again, Elon Musk's freedom mark will be the good mark, but the one from Bill Gates and Sam Altman, who, Elon Musk doesn't like, that'll be the bad one. That'll be the one you don't want to take. Don't take Mark Zuckerberg's mark, but if you're a patriot, get the Freedom Patriot mark sold by Elon Musk, the non-Christian brain chip salesman. I mean, what could go wrong? He spends his time playing Diablo, which is a video game set in hell, showing his real hand and his true colors. Again, the Antichrist will pose in the false image of light to MAGA and to make America great again. And even the elect will be deceived. And I believe it's what's happening now. Again, nobody wanted to buy Bitcoin when I recommended it under 1,000, which is how I knew it was right about it. And most people don't want to hear what I'm saying now. And of course, they want to buy Bitcoin because Trump told them now. I mean, Trump now tells you to buy it. He says, yeah, we need to buy Bitcoin. You know, it's on 100K. No one wanted it, though, under 1K. So the sheep are just being corralled, right? It's all one big psychological operation. Notice how they keep moving the ball, too. This is what propagandists do. They always move the ball. It's like, hey, Trump's going to release the JFK files. Awesome. Oh, he's going to release the 911 information. And then, oh, wait a minute, we're investigating Fort Knox now. They just keep moving the ball over and over again. They reveal really nothing, only what they want you to see. Again, if your vote counted, they wouldn't allow you to do it. The deep state does not reveal classified information to the American public. They only reveal it to Elon Musk. He's even said this. Elon Musk is being fed classified top secret information for years now. How do you think he was able to start all these companies like SpaceX replacing NASA? He's privy to the deep state itself and is funded directly by them. These are all facts. What I find interesting as well is that if I removed the names Trump and Elon and just told you that two individuals were doing the things they're currently doing, people would say that that sounds really bad. But place their names into the narrative and it's like, well, Christopher, they're here to save America and make America great again. So it's fine that they're doing all these hideous things that we've been warned about as Christians our entire life, and it even tells us about in the Bible. So again, I'm just asking you guys to think critically about this. And again, it's just one big psychological op. That's all it is. And honestly, we shouldn't even care about Fort Knox at all. What you should care about are the elites have hyperinflated your dollar to nothing. You will own nothing and be happy. Trump and Elon will both introduce the government CBDC coin soon. This year, they're going to offer that solution, and they're going to call it Freedom Coin, or God knows what else. It'll be the Patriot Coin for all the slaves. It'll be tracked, and it'll be surveilled, and they'll keep deleting physical currency like the penny, and then soon the dollar, and then soon the $5 bill, and the 10, and the 20, and the $100 bill. And they're going to get rid of it all for government efficiency, to cut costs. They're there to save you on their white horses. There's a reason why these people are billionaires and most of you aren't, because they're smarter than you, and they are wolves, and they will absolutely ravage the cattle very, very soon. You need to be thinking like them. Again, everyone, admires these people, but you're not thinking like them. Again, they have access to information that you clearly don't. With crypto, I'm still very bullish as we are entering the new year. Again, there's no way that the financial elites can sell you on this Opticon deep state prison and CBDC rollout without pumping their own bags. Wall Street, Goldman Sachs, all the people that advised Trump and launched his Trump coin, by the way. I'm not sure if you know that, but the people that own Fart coin actually are Goldman Sachs. You do understand that. The people that own Trump coin and recommended Solana, Wall Street blockchain, is Goldman Sachs and Wall Street. I mean, Trump barely even knows what Bitcoin is, which is why he told you it was a scam just a short 4 years ago, and now he's become the Bitcoin salesman. He's going to build an entire strategic Bitcoin crypto reserve, according to him. So again, the truth about the Fort Knox gold reserves is, yes, we already know that there's probably no gold, or there's very little gold, but that's beside the point. They're selling you on this idea and narrative because they're going to give you their planned digital reserve they long had intended to roll out. So we're going to continue to see these geopolitics overseas. We're going to see Donald Trump, the reality TV star, march in with his art of the deal peace deals. I told you he would do that. He would negotiate with Xi Jinping in China. You'll definitely get more fear-mongering, and they will keep moving the ball to different investigations and topics over and over again. Haven't gotten any 911 information. We haven't received any information on JFK, only allusions to it. And now I guess we're investigating Fort Knox. as if they would really take the American sheep in behind the curtain to see what's going on. Again, they told you nothing during the lockdowns of 2020. They kept it all to themselves. So again, what do you think? I love you all. We'll be doing some real estate tours here later today. I mean, it's not like I've gotten anything right. I mean, it's not like I got Bitcoin right? It's not like I must be pretty smart. I mean, this is like just another beachfront property that we've just acquired. I think I've proven my street cred and that I know what I'm talking about. We're smarter than most people from the standpoint in inventing the alternative media, that we know how these people are running their propaganda campaigns, and it's very easy to understand. Again, Satan will pose as an angel of light to MAGA. Here are some pictures too. This is Elon Musk's mom swearing horns of Satan and posing with all-seeing eyes. Here's Musk wearing an upside down occultist devil cross. Again, favorite video game is Diablo. He's putting microchips in your foreheads of all your children. You're not gonna be able to buy or sell without his payment system, but he's saving America, right? And yeah, I think that's all really I kind of have to say. But there is a post that I put here as well, which I encourage you to check out, which takes you step by step what they're doing. It just tells you how they're coaxing and brainwashing the American public to their ultimate goal. How they're gonna basically roll out the CBDC like I want. Again, I knew about Bitcoin because I knew this is where they would take you 10 years later. You do understand that? See, I'm always thinking from the standpoint of the evil empire and what they will do to psyop the American people into their tyranny, which is what they're doing now. So again, what have Americans won since electing their new king, Donald Trump? Not much. Inflation, hyperinflation, dollar collapse. What else is coming? Stock market crash, bank runs. And they're gonna do that at some point. Why? Because they need to introduce the new reserve standard. They're gonna need a solution to the collapse. They're also gonna fearmonger you around more AI scares, more plane crashes, problems with drones, problems with self-driving cars, and that's all a bunch of fear-mongering so that they can save you, so that you'll give the keys to more power and control to the good guys, you know, Elon Musk and Trump. So again, they can control everything from self-driving cars and transportation to NASA, to the drones in your sky, to the military-industrial complex, to the war machine, to all payment networks, to all media networks. And then they will be allowed by the deep state to continue to buy every single company worldwide that controls all this infrastructure that only they are privy to the information and can use for themselves. Just like AI, only a basic version has been released to the American public. They already have very advanced algorithms that they are only privy to and you're not. Why would they give that information to you? They won't, and they never would. Everything that's happened in recent years is a part of this same yellow brick road plan of deception. And again, the biggest fake story I've ever come across in recent times is this whole fake Fort Knox investigation. Yeah, they're looking for clues, guys, on your behalf. They're just there to help you guys out. What a joke. The only thing you should be focused on is getting rich. That's the only thing you should be focused on, and getting your money out of the banks before the next lockdown that may or may not be declared by Trump. Again, Trump was in power during the first lockdown, so I don't know why you wouldn't expect lockdown number 2 very soon. And we also see, too, with Trump endorsing figures like Andrew Tate, womanizers that have made all their money in the XXX industries, exploiting young girls. And they all seem to like each other. They're all just friends. In fact, I read that Trump is going to be lifting travel restrictions for CIA agent Andrew Tate soon as well, because they're all in on it together. Terrible examples for our youth, too, by the way. You think it's a good example to be a womanizer and to have, you know, multiple women you sleep around with every single day and have 15 children with 10 different wives? I mean, there's nothing impressive about that at all. Real man gets married, has one beautiful wife, honors her, doesn't objectify her, and doesn't treat women like commodities. In fact, it's easy to have sex with multiple women, and they act like that's somehow popularized masculinity. What's hard is actually having a meaningful, high-quality relationship with a beautiful woman, or if you're a woman, your husband, and, you know, working on a marriage that actually means something in the image of God, not the other way around. So again, two birds of a feather do flock together. We see who these people's friends are. We know what they stand for. Elon Musk is a self-described atheist who does not believe in God. And they all have multiple wives pretty much, and just, out of wedlock, cheat and, disparage people. And, Andrew Tate, who people seem to like, I guess, objectifies women in the worst of the worst industries. And, Donald Trump's been to multiple Epstein parties and the island, but yeah, he just didn't participate in any of those events. He was just hanging out the whole time. Sure. Well, if we were really looking for clues, don't you think that the Epstein book and prosecutions would have started under Donnie and the Donald Trump and Elon Musk? Where's Elon Musk with his magnifying glass looking at the black book of Epstein? Oh, they're not doing any of that. No 9/11 release, no JFK files, no Epstein reveals, no trials, no investigations, to what happened in 2020. And those companies still have no legal liability. Amazing. See, those are the things that I would be doing. First thing I would do is in the Fed, investigate, prosecute, hold all these people accountable, remove their no legal liability. I mean, it would be honestly monstrous if someone with real skills and power was in there actually defending your rights and freedom. Where this is headed is not good at all. And I'll just kind of close with this too. I would just ask you to pray and look for discernment and not follow me or Trump or Elon. I mean, you can listen to what I have to say and think critically about it, but I would just pray. I mean, ask God what he thinks and ask God for him to reveal to you. I mean, pray today. Pray to God and ask God, God, is Elon Musk's chip that's going into my head in the future that's going to be sold as a ubiquitous cell phone in my cerebral cortex, is that what you want for me and my kids? Should I listen to them and take the mark in my forehead, of which I'm not going to be able to buy or sell in the future because Daddy Trump and atheist Elon Cuck Musk says so? And then see what God has to say. Because again, many of you told me that these predictions were conspiracy theories before, and now the panopticon prison's rolling out, and the deep state surveillance state that I predicted is already here. And all of these traitors of the fake alternative media are now failing to ask any questions. Interesting, right? But they're focused on the fake story of the Fort Knox investigation. What a bunch of useless crap that does nothing for you and your families, doesn't improve your life, and only feeds the narrative of the deep state as they designed it and as they intended it. So the new currency, again, isn't going to be called a CBDC. It's going to be called Patriot or Freedom or Liberty Coin. And it'll be sold under the guise of government efficiency and doggy. Again, more money was spent under Trump in useless waste. That's a fact that I know a lot of you don't like to listen to, but it's a fact. $8 trillion of government wasteful spending, crony, bailout, criminal, hyperinflationary, worthless debt was spent under Trump's first term. You compare that to Biden's $6 trillion. So let me get this straight. The same drunken sailors spending all of your worthless hyper-infinity debt to the moon are the ones investigating themselves to clean it all up. Interesting. And they're the same recipients of the taxpayer subsidies paid by taxpayers that go in their own pockets. I even heard Elon Musk got a $500 million contract for his new Teslas from the Trump administration. So he's investigating himself. It seems like there couldn't be any problem with that. Investigating your own spending. In your own self-interest. Strange. Donald Trump also said the other day that, like Napoleon, you can't break any laws if you're saving the country. Kind of showing you also where he stands, and I think being very truthful. Again, I've told you guys this for years. You should operate just like the elites. They don't follow any rules. All the Google executives were out on their yachts during the lockdowns, coasting around with no problem in 2020. It was only you that were restricted. It was only you whose business was closed. You were the only non-essentials. So I think Trump's right. Do whatever you want, especially if you're just saving your country, right? Again, I think I stressed my point, and hopefully I get you guys to critically think about what might really be going on, because all these propagandists, parrot, toe sucking, on their knees, Trump, Elon cuck worshiping fools that are the fake alternative media have stopped asking any other critical questions. You notice that? I mean, even if you like these people and you think they're doing good things, you think occasionally they throw a curveball and be like, you know, maybe there's something else going on here. But no. The whole narrative now suddenly has shifted and changed to that we're only winning now. And we're taking America back. And don't ask any questions of your Führer or your leader. Well, that isn't real media, and it's not news. It's political, organized, structured, and deep state funded propaganda of which all these people are owned. And what solution are these people even providing you? How are you winning tangibly in your own life? You see this here, guys? This is winning. This is actually really winning. This is winning. This is living your dream. This is living your best life. This is physical and tangible. This is what you could be doing instead of watching media and a fake promise that someday you'll live your dream. Trump lives his dream. Elon Musk lives his dream. He blows that dirty jet fuel all over this planet every single day and pollutes the whole place for him and his gazillion kids. And you should too. Again, the only thing you should be focused on is protecting you and your families, protecting you and your own, asking critical questions, more importantly, getting very, very rich, as the global elites do just that. Elon Musk probably will be the first world's trillionaire, at least that we're publicly aware of. And so you should get rich too. And it's going to get a lot more difficult to protect yourselves, especially as they roll out through various measures and programming the new ubiquity that will be these marks being sold by the brain chip salesmen and others. It's not just Musk, guys. It's Gates. It's the Synchron chip. It'll be Altman. It'll be a host of competitor chips, just like your cell phone. And just like you can't operate with a cell phone today, it's going to be very difficult to operate without the mark in the not too distant future. Your car's doors won't open. Your engine won't start. You're not going to be able to travel. And, you might not be able to buy groceries. And that's the direction that we're headed. So under the guise of saving America, cutting spending, and cleaning up government waste, what Americans are really cheering on is their own deception and slave ship that is being rolled out now by these great deceivers, in my humble opinion and view. Again, I like the politics of what they're saying. I like what they're saying, but not what they're actually physically doing. So, Musk, are you gonna get your little magnifying glass out soon and start investigating you and your friends over at Epstein Island? Are you gonna take a closer look at the black book? How about we do an investigation on Trump's visits to the Epstein trafficking ring? How about an investigation to JP Morgan Chase, which funded Jeffrey Epstein's gross children trafficking ring for years and put hundreds of millions, if not billions of dollars into his pocket, which was all known and out in the open among the elites for a very long time. Just like P. Diddy. You think the three-letter agencies didn't know what he was doing until just now? It's all lies, guys. There's no real investigations, and there's no real reveal of truthful information. You're just being force-fed a very carefully constructed algorithm and pre-planned agenda, which has been the same agenda I've warned and predicted about for a very long time. The new world, you know what, is here now, and it's rolling out in full force in 2025. Do not comply, resist, and I love you all. And of course, Jesus Christ is King. And start really winning, along with myself, my team, my father, and our hundreds of beautiful members worldwide. Become a private owner of what you see behind me in a private ecosystem with no bank debt. It's biblical, that is non-confiscatable, that creates true 100% equity ownership rights, cap gains into the future, a legacy asset for your friends, your family, and your children that they can inherit, cash flows, and of course, our 1000X token launch is I'll be tokenizing this year 1000X. How are we able to do that? Remember, I'm the guy that predicted Bitcoin, guys. I'm way ahead of the curve, and what I'm telling you today is the truth about the scam, Fort Knox gold reveal hoax currently being promoted by the fake media right now as somehow you winning when they ain't doing anything but preserving the criminal Federal Reserve, not ending it, and then leading a horse to water to their new CBDC digital currency that will be introduced by Trump and Musk, just like the chips and just like every darn thing else that's already been done. When will the lockdowns 2.0 start? That should be your next question. What is World War III going to look like in this AI warfare, in this new tech front? When will there be a hacking of a major financial institution in your city and town, taking your bank accounts to zero? When is the grid going to go down? When are these self-driving cars just going to run into each other, like leave the world behind? That's all coming too, and it'll be one giant psyop so they can seize even more power and control, and you'll give Daddy Musk the keys to all your liberty and freedom to one dude who's backdoored it all the way to the deep state and more. Remember, Mark Zuckerberg proved this point when he came out publicly on the Joe Rogan show and said that the Joe Biden administration forced his company to delete and get rid of critical information that interfered with the U.S. selection process regarding Joe Biden's son and his dirty little deeded laptop, proving my point. I love you. Links below, islandproject.com. Video updates later. I'll give you a full tour of this amazing, beautiful property and all the other great things we're doing. The real freedom fighters standing up for you and your rights and actually providing something tangible and equitable to you, yourself, and your families, lucky enough to be in to our world once in a lifetime opportunity founders round at the Digital Noah's Ark. Links below and up here.